back to the secret name. And I'm very scared to start this, and yet very excited to start this at the same time. It's going to be one of those that's really going to pump me up. That's kind of how the watcher always watching. Anyway, so we have our tarot for today is the World. Zawaldo! Each investigator defeated during this game suffers one trauma of their choice during its resolution. Which is bad because this is a type of scenario is like, how far can you go? Because you're most likely going to die sooner or later. So that was bad. That was on me. I should not have put that here. Maybe the next one or something like that. But yeah, I was surprised we actually did pretty well in the beforehand. So, deck updates. Preston, I gave him a fire axe because I thought, you know what? It might be good just to give him a basic fire axe just so he can do something. It's going to be rare to even find it, but hopefully we can, just in case, especially in this scenario, because... So, the weakest enemy group in the game is rats, but... So it's like, just rats, it's fine. This one makes rats scary. Yeah, so I gave him fire axe, I gave him favor of the moon and favor of the sun, and I gave him Observed, which is a new asset. It's permanent, which is based on these. Basically, before setting up each game, draw 3 random cards from the tarot deck, choose one, and you can use that for him only. So that's like kind of a random, but I wanted to try it out because he didn't actually need to use too much XP for the deck I built for him, so I kind of added that to help. Agnes, I kind of forgot what I gave him. I know I gave her like Stargazing, which basically she plays it and she actually puts this card in this deck. And basically anytime we draw it, we gain a resource, we gain a card draw, and we gain an extra, basically an extra action right then and there, which is kind of cool. The only problem is that's not necessarily that good in this campaign because all the witch decks, which is a witch deck, is going to constantly discard this. So these are probably going to get discarded. And I didn't realize that until when I set it up. I was like, oh, well that sucks. But yeah. So the secret name is based on Lovecraft's story of the dreams in the witch house, where Walter Gilman, which there's his room right here, this was basically an old witch's house that was turned into a motel. Basically, he was renting it out, one of the rooms, while he goes to college, and he sleeps in the room where a witch used to be, though she disappeared, and he constantly gets dreams of a witch. And this is actually the one a story where I'll say where Lovecraft became less racist during this time, where he's like kind of like not as feared. Not feared other people of other colors and whatnot, because he actually tries to save an indigenous child during the story, which unfortunately failed, but the protagonist did definitely try to do that. And this is the only story where the protagonist actually took action against the big bad witch and actually ended up killing her, and that was quite surprising. But yeah, if anyone knows this story, they also know about Brown Jenkins. And that's the little witch's rat familiar. Remember I said that rats are going to be horrible here? Well, Brown Jenkins is going to be all around us, and it's going to be annoying as hell. I got to show off his cards when they do show up, when they inevitably show up. But, yeah. So, let's go ahead and find out why we're here. I'm going to start the... Oh, there he is. Let's go to that. Go to campaign, circle Undone. Come on. There we go. Start secret name. We'll have Agnes as the leader because this is a witch type of one. And then I'm going to read it from here too. If the investigators remember the lodge betrayed the intro one, which we are. So depending on what happened during the previous one, we'll actually start here a little bit differently. So let's go ahead and start the here.
Intro 1. The upstairs study of the Silver Twilight Lodge is cozy, if a little cramped. The floor is covered in a plush carpet, and several comfortable sofas and small round tables fill the warmly lit room. Portraits of world-weary lodge members line the walls around you. Carl Sanford, president of the lodge, sits across from you, idly swirling a glass of Merlot in his wrinkled hand. The Silver Twilight Lodge pursues knowledge that can help us elevate our understanding of the universe, Mr. Sanford explains, pausing to take a sip from his wine. The creature you encountered in Joseph Meyer's estate, its appearance is not the only peculiar happening in Arkham as of late. Tell me, have you experienced anything else recently that might be connected to these events? The investigators must decide. Choose one. Tell the Lodge of the Witches in the Woods. Proceed to Intro 2. Tell him you know of no possible connection. You are lying. Skip to Intro 3.
So, we're already not exactly friends with the Lodge. In fact, we're just here. We're basically don't like him anyway. So we're not going to tell him about our investigations because just in case. Because right now we're just like lying to them anyway. So we're not going to tell him no possible connection. So we're going to go tell him you're of no possible connection. You are lying.
Intro 3. You shake your head. You're not sure if the events that took place in the woods are connected, or if they even really happened. Some part of you still believes it was all a strange dream. Mr. Sanford examines you with a cold, piercing glare. You get the feeling that he is looking directly through you. Very well, he says. Out of curiosity, does the name Keziah Mason mean anything to you? You nod. Everyone in Arkham has at least some passing knowledge of the witch whose ghost supposedly haunts the old condemned witch house in French Hill. Most believe her to be a work of fiction, a tall tale meant to scare young children away from the decrepit house. Mr. Sanford's steely gaze and humorless tone makes it clear to you that this is not the case. He motions to an old worn tome which lies on the table in front of you, open to a page filled with strange inscriptions and arcane glyphs. I believe the creature you encountered in Yosef's manor is tied to Keziah and the secret knowledge he possessed. See for yourself. You pick up the tome and examine the markings on the page closely. If at least one of the investigators is a mystic, read the sidebar below. Otherwise, it all looks like gibberish to you. Skip this sidebar. Mystic sidebar. The markings on the tome form the basis for some kind of spell or ritual. It involves calling out to the dead, beseeching them for power, for secrets, or perhaps for aid. But who was beseeching whom, and for what purpose? To this end, I have a task for you on behalf of the Silver Twilight Lodge. Carl Sanford rises to his feet, using his cane more for show than for balance. You rise as well, ready to perform whatever duties are necessary to get to the bottom of this mystery. We need as much information about this creature as we can obtain. If there's any place that will have these answers, it is the house where Keziah herself lived all those years ago. You nod in agreement. There are too many questions you need answered. Perhaps this is connected to the spell the witches were casting that night in the woods, after all. If so, what is their motive? And what does this have to do with the creature that kidnapped those four unfortunate souls? You nod to Mr. Sanford and depart for the witch house. In your campaign log, record the investigators hid their knowledge of the coven. Skip to setup.
We hid. I was like, how do you spell hid? Just without an E. Hid the knowledge of the coven. Okay, so everything's already set up. We're all ready. And yeah. So we at the witch's house, who was supposed to be just an old tale, but apparently it's true. Our agenda: the Hermit 9. Look for answers within and not without. Many paths lead to the same answers. Contemplate the greater truth. Each non-weakness enemy gets +1 health. Oh, that sucks. So those rats are going to have 2 health. After you defeat Brown Jenkins or Nahib, gain 1 clue from the token bank. 2 clues if there are 3 more investigators in the game. So there is none. And we'll, for Doom, we continue. Okay. Act 1. Investigate in the witch house. When you arrive at the old witch house, you find it in a sorrier state than you imagined. Surrounded by a crooked picket fence, and the house looks as though it may fall apart at any minute. The front door is locked, but you're able to easily enter through one of the windows after pulling apart the wooden boards covering the shattered glass. If each undefeated investigator is in Walter Gilman's room, the investigators may spend the requested number of clues as a group to advance. So we need 6 clues in Walter Gilman's room to advance. Door to Walter Gilman's room is locked. An additional cost to enter. The investigators at the Moldy Halls must spend 1 per investigator clues, 2 clues as a group. For whatever reason, this room was kept locked even after the building was condemned. We wonder where the key may be. So we actually need 8 clues. Alright, so since we start at the Moldy Halls, let's read it. As you enter the witch house, you are immediately struck by the musty, stale air. Timber smells of decay and mold. Paper peels off the wall, and it's a wonder this house was condemned. It's no wonder. So, haunted, lose 3 resources. 4 shroud, 2 clues. Within the age-decrepit walls of the witch house, the only signs of life are the rats that scurry in and out of the holes of the wall. I feel like my mouth is vibrating. But yeah, so let's go ahead and shuffle this and see what Preston gets for his observed. So I'm not using any below these. I'm just going to use the ones that are available. Alright, 1, 2, 3. So he could have Justice. The first doom that we place on the final agenda of the game, cancel it. First time each investigator deck would be run out of cards, First time a physical test performs each round gets +1. So that's not bad, but Preston is not exactly a good fighter. It might help against the rats that are coming, but it's only if he really finds his axe. And even if we do find the axe, I don't think that's really going to help. So I think Justice is going to help us. The first doom that would be placed on the final agenda of the game. Alright, so let's kind of put this. So this is one of the universal ones that will help everyone. So basically it makes the game just a little bit of horror. Just a little bit longer. Hey, beautiful. Yep. Excuse me. Alright, we're back. Let me go ahead and start the music. Show me media library, please. There you go. Alright. Let's go ahead. Since Agnes is first, we get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Well, that ain't bad. We got this again, the Hierophant, so that comes out automatically. That was lucky. We have Mind's Eye. That's going to be helpful. Word of Command, a chemical transformation. So, alright. So, let's kind of get rid of this. Word of Command is not bad. Spectral Razor is going to be helpful against Brown Jenkins, if he's in the non-elite. I can't remember if he is. So, yeah, let's keep what we have and just mulligan one. Guts. Alright. That ain't so bad. Alright, Preston. Let's go ahead. Get your 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sweet, we got the Mariner's Compass at start. Lone Wolf, Favor of the Sun. That ain't bad at all. So I think we can mulligan this one. The others we can all use. Alright, so we'll mulligan 1. Henry Wan. Henry Wan. Henry Wan isn't exactly a good ally, but he could be quite interesting if you're playing a Blessed deck. But if I ever should actually play him, I'll let you know. Say how. Alright. But we got pretty lucky in our first starting hands. Let's go ahead and have Preston go first. Alright, so Preston gets his family inheritance. First things first, he's going to play Keep Faith for 2, which adds 4 plus tokens. But then we're going to play Favor of the Sun. This is also fast. Seal up to 3 Blessed tokens. If there's no tokens on the Favor of the Sun, discard it. When you reveal a Chaos token from the Chaos bag, exhaust Favor of the Sun and resolve the sealed token here instead. So, get to put these 3 Favor of the Sun. So, that's going to be quite helpful, because basically, with Ancient Covenant, we basically have a free, we'll pass 3 tests. Alright, so our first action, I could put Lone Wolf out on Mariner's Compass. Well, the Mariner's Compass is definitely coming out. The Mariner's Compass. Yeah, he's like, I don't need Observes up here right now, so let's kind of put it over here. Alright, so we have the Mariner's Compass. Now, I need to beat a 4. I can get 4. So I was like, I could put Lone Wolf out, that'll be helpful, but for right now, let's try to get these clues right here. So we're gonna spend 1/1 with Straightwise to get 3 book. So we're at 4 against its 4. And then we're gonna use Blessing of the Sun. We exhaust it, which means we'll use a Blessed token in Ancient Covenant, which means we don't have to see anything else. So actually, do I need to spend all of that? Can I just use this? Actually, yeah. Let's put our 2 resources back and use Mariner's Compass to get +1, so he's at a 2, and this will give it a 4, so we beat it by 1, so we still have 1 token, 1 resource left, and we get 2 clues. Then for our last action, we're gonna play Lone Wolf, which I'll put kind of like right here. So basically, as long as we're alone, we'll get an extra money. So instead of 4, we get 5, and with plus the what, we should have 6 every turn. All right, so let's go. We could go ahead and go to Walter Willman's room, but let's look at these other doors. There's no markings or clues what would have formed to whom this room once belonged to. Only the stench of mold and sound of rats getting on the other side. Alright, so let's go to one of the decrepit doors. So it's 2 with 2 clues. After you reveal the landlord's quarters, search the encounter and discard pile for a swarm of rats, spawn it in moldy halls, shuffle the encounter deck. Oh, so we actually start with... Oh, it was on the very top. And he has 2 health. And they would go right here. That's not good, so Preston's going to get hit. Alright, Agnes, it's your turn. Has 2 health. Oof. Agnes, what do you want to do? I think we let Preston deal with the rats. We could probably evade it and just deal with him later. So, Agnes, for your first action, you're going to play Mind's Eye, which gives you 3 secrets. 1, 2, 3. Then, we're going to go ahead and explore a little bit more. So, let's go down here. Joe Maurice's room. The room is rather plain. Several crucifixes hang on the wall, and a broken loom sits on the table in the corner. There's only 2 clues. Search your deck for a blessed or item asset added to your game. Group limit once per game. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to search for... Where's Miss Doyle? Our meat cleaver. That's the end of her turn. Alright. Enemy's turn. Which these rats are going to start nibbling at Preston. So he gets the damage. Let's see. Upkeep phase. Football actions. I'll get 1 resource. Bam. Bam. And Agnes gets Stargazing. Preston, you get Predestined. Okay. Alright, so 1 doom goes on the Hermit. Agnes is the leader, so she goes first. Wicked. Put work in your play. You get -1 for your first test you perform. Test will 3. Okay, that's not bad. Preston, you get resolve each haunted ability. Search the encounter deck and pile for a swarm of rats and spawn it. Oh, oh, another swarm of rats. Another swarm of rats. And it gets Surge. Swarm of rats! Swarm of rats! That's not good at all. Preston just got screwed heavily. Just put out. Okay. Agnes. What do we do? This sucks. So, Agnes, you're gonna command word. Word of command. Search, name a spell, and grab it. We're gonna get that, the AoE attack. Where is it? Where is it? I know you have it. Wait. Do you not actually have it? thought she did. I thought I put it in this deck. Apparently not. Oh, crap baskets. Alright, if she doesn't have it, then I'm probably not going to use that then. Alright, so if she's not gonna, if she doesn't have it, then we're gonna do something else. Instead of the word of command in it. Where's her other? Then we're gonna go ahead, put Meat Cleaver out for one action. Where did my, oh there we go, so I was like, where did the third one go? That's one action. She'll move up one for an action. And let's go ahead and put Wrecked. And we're going to use Guts to get rid of it. Test 3. So we're up by... We're at 7 against 3. That's up by 4. Skull. -1. So we get to drain a card. Word of Protection. Okay. That'll be helpful. And Wrecked goes away. Alright, Preston. You get an extra card, extra resource. And the only thing you can do is just constantly try to get away. This is bad for Preston, like really, really bad. But what is the chances of getting 3 swarm of rats all at once? Alright, so first action is going to evade, so he's up by 1. Then we'll commit Henry 1, so we're up by 2. We get 0, so one of them is evaded. Second action. Going to use Favor of the Sun. It goes right there, it goes right here. Whoop. To automatically evade another. And then we're going to move, which will hit him for 1 damage. Alright. That's the end of his turn. Okay, so swarm of rats are all over the damn place. Alright, so enemy's turn. That swarm of rats gonna hit us. The one that's still up. So Preston's not dealing so well. And these get back up. These guys do have hunters. They will come after us, but we need Agnes to deal with them. So these goes away. Keep phase 1/1. Agnes, you get Read the Signs. Preston, you get Perception. That'll be helpful. Alright, so 1 team goes down. Alright, Agnes, you get Disturbing Dream. Test 5 will. If you fail, put in your... You don't want that, certainly. We might just pitch Stargazing for this, but no. And we get, ooh, +1 for each heart, so it's just +0. But it goes away. Preston, Fate of All Fools. Now, can you use this since she's on the same area when you draw a card? Nope. So Preston, you get this no matter what. All right, that wasn't so bad. Now, Agnes, we need you to kill these rats. All of them. So, that'll be a 3 against its 1. So we're up by 2. So we can take 1 horror. So she'll take 1 horror, and it automatically will deal 1 damage to Swarm of Rats. Because we're going to attack this one. That's on Preston. And we go Good. Skull, which is a -1. And we pass. And it kills it, because it has additional health. Swarm of Rats dead. She gets to get rid of 1 horror. She's at 2. Now, I think it's what's best. I should, no, I'm gonna do him first. So that's dead. Now, we should leave these moldy halls and get these. Which one would be better for her to get? I think she can use read the signs. Actually, she can. She can. So let's go have her move down 1. And then she's just going to play Stargazing for her last action. So, basically, we put one of these stars alright on the top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And shuffle into the top 10 encounter pile. Alright. Part of me is scared to go in through the other door, but I think we kind of need to. Alright. Alright. So, Preston, I'm going to move over to this other door. Frank Elwood's room. As the dust covered in the university papers and books occupies the wall of the cramped room. Perhaps a student once lived here. Haunted. You must either place one of your clues on the room or place one doom on the killer agenda. Ooh, I don't want that. And he gets 5 on this family inheritance. So, we'll go ahead. 2 actions left. We're going to commit our perception. Do 2 clues to put up our by 3. So we're up by 3, I think. So we're at 3, 6 to it. So we're up by 3. Yes, and it looks like we're all good here. And we get that, and we'll just use our Ancient Covenant. So we don't have to pass another one. I did have Favor of the Sun, but I did not want to waste it on this. So we get these 2 clues because it's a Mariner's Compass. Alright. He has 1 action left. Oh, he draws a card because of Perception. Small favor. That's going to be helpful. And it draws another card. Oh, another small favor. That's going to be very helpful in the game. Oh, okay. So these go away. Okay, monster's turn. These guys going to move. Boom. Boom. Alright, so. And we got upkeep phase. Boom. Boom, she gets another Mind's Eye, sweet. And Preston gets Drawn Thin, that could be helpful. Alright. 1 Doom, it's about to crack. So, Agnes, you get Evil Past. Put Evil Past in the threat area if there's no threat. It gains Surge. When the encounter runs out, take 2 horror. So, I think that's not so bad. Now, Preston. Centuries of Secrets. Test 5 will. For each point you fail, discard the top counter card. If a course is discarded by effect, deal 1 direct damage to your investigator and to each ally asset. That is not good whatsoever. Okay. Ancient Covenant was already used. Shit. I'm going to pitch Drawn Thin. So, down by 3. Then we're going to use Favor of the Sun. And this gets discarded, unfortunately. So, we're down by 1. And we get -1, so we're down by 2. So we take 2. The Cursed Treachery. That's the stars alright, of course it is. It's a hex, not a treachery. Wait. It's a curse. Okay, so stars were right. That sucked, but it did save us for a little bit. Alright, so everyone's turn. Let's reset. How do we want to do this? I can move and kill both of those. Or Agnes can move and kill both of those. So Agnes, first thing you're going to play is Mind's Eye. To place 2 more secrets on the Mind's Eye for free. Then we're going to play Read the Signs. We add our mind to our investigation, so we're at 4. And we get Blessed token. Oh, I was wishing that was Preston. And -3. Resolve Hunter keyword if you fail. Okay, so do we pass? Please let's pass. So we need to beat a 6. We're at 7. Oh yeah, we passed. We passed. So that's good. And there's no more blessed tokens in here. So we get 1 additional clue because we read the signs. Move up 1, which means both of these guys come up here. Then we're going to go ahead and play one of our Mind's Eye for this test. So we're 5 against 1. We're up by 4. And we're going to do 1 damage here to 1 damage on the swarm of rats that we're attacking. We get Skull, which is -1, which is pass. So that kills the swarm of rats. And that heals our sanity. We still have that one to deal with, though. And that was the end of her turn. Alright. We don't have any more money for water protection, so... Alright, Preston, you get 5. First action, you're going to move. Then we're going to play for 4. Small favor. Which we are going to attack that rat. So automatically does 2 damage and it kills the rat. Alright. One more action. And we're going to go ahead and move here. Alright. All the rats are gone. Whew. Family Harris goes away. We'll just put them here. That there. Agnes, you get Guts. Preston, you get Token of Faith. I think there is 1 curse token in there. So that might be useful that we use that. Alright. Doom this goes. Passes. As you explore the old, dilapidated house, the tall tales scratching and scurrying in the walls become louder and more frequent. Every now and again, a fanged fury creature darts across the wooden floor, scampered in and out of rat holes in the wall. You wonder if this house is more rat than wood. If Brown Jenkins in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a swarm of rats and spawn it. And Brown Jenkins location. If Brown Jenkins not in play, search the encounter deck, discard for him, and spawn it at the lead investigator's location. So he's going to go with Agnes. Additionally, if there's 3 more investigators, search... Okay, so, Brown Jenkins just showed up. Where are you, Brown Jenkins? Here he is. He's a 1/1 creature, or 2 because of that 1. Aloof, Hunter. Each ready creature gets +2 fight. When the creature phase ends, if Brown Jenkins ready, each investigator looks discard his hand and then draws that many cards. So he's going to constantly annoy us. But if we kill him, we get a clue. And I think that's what we're going to do. So Brown Jenkins, I don't really have one for him, so we're just going to use a wolf for him. And he's at Agnes' location. This one's dead. So, let's see if I can get a good picture of Mr. Brown Jenkins. So, there he is. Little rat bastard. Alright. Act 2A, The Familiar. The descriptions of the dark and little furry object which served as her familiar were so painfully realistic despite their incredible details. H.P. Lovecraft, The Dreams in the Witch House. Each non-weakness enemy gets +2 health. After you defeat Brown Jenkins or Nahid, getting 1 clue from Token Pink, blah blah blah. Same but with 6. So he's at 3 now. That isn't good. But he only has +1 fight. Alright. So, Agnes, you get Cursed Secrets. Test Will 5, which we're going to go ahead and use our guts on. So we're up by 2. Should be able to get this. We get -1. So we pass that, and she draws a card. A chemical transformation. Alright. And Preston, you get Knight in the Terror, test 4, put Knight into the next play. Gain Surge. We do not want Surge, but I don't think we're going to pass, so we're going to play Predestined. Commit Predestined, so if we fail, which we probably will. Elder thing, if you fail, resolve a keyword each enemy in play. So Brown Jenkins actually is not on him, actually gets Hunter. He's like just on her, so not going to move, but yeah. We still failed and we gained Surge, but we get Predestined, so we get 2 more. There's 2 Bless tokens in here. Okay, he also gets Fate of Fools if there's no other copy in play in your threat area. So if an investigator with another copy of in play, place 1 Doom on another copy. Okay, so here's the thing. If there's no other copy Fools in play, put it in your threat area. But there is a copy in our threat area, but not on Agnes. Put so we have to. The only thing we can do is put a Doom on Fate of All Fools. That sucks. Ugh. Okay. All right. So, how do we want to do this? He is an elite? Yeah, he actually is an elite. So small favor isn't going to do shit. Alright, Agnes. You can engage, fight. But you know what? We're going to do that. I don't have enough for Spectral Razor. Even then, it won't kill him. So we're going to engage him. We're going to use Meat Cleaver to fight. Do 1 damage on us. 1 damage on him. But he has a +2 health, which is annoying. 1, and we're going to use our Mind's Eye for this. Get +1 for this attack, so she'll be at a 3. She'll be up by 2. It's dangerous, but I don't want to constantly use my Mind's Eye. So, let's go ahead and stop getting rid of our Bless tokens, please. 0. Damn it, Agnes. You're getting rid of our Bless tokens like crazy. So he does 2 damage. Additional cost, you may take 1 heart to have this does +1 damage. Oh yeah, so it does 2 damage. So it does kill Brown Jenkins, which means he gets a free clue from up here, and she heals 1. Okay, that's not bad. Agnes is really good with Meat Cleaver. She's just going to go ahead, spend 2 clue tokens to go to Walter Gilman's room. Okay, Gilman's room was a good size with quarterly and irregular shape. The north wall slanted perpendicularly inward toward the outer to the inner end, while the low ceiling slanted gently downward in the same direction. H.P. Lovecraft's Dreams in the Witch House. There's 2 clues on here, so we need 6 clues, which I think we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not exactly, but yeah, that's the end of her actions. Draw 3 cards and take 1 heart, which actually isn't that bad for Agnes. Get her some things, but then again, Preston could also work. Okay, Preston, your turn. You get 5. And there. Okay. First things first. Spend 2 clue tokens for our Streetwise. And we're going to try to get these clues. We get +3. We're at 4, up by 2. We got -2. That was close. So we passed by. Got that. So we got these 2 tokens. 2 actions left. And let's all be together. I think that might be for the best instead of putting so 1, 2 for his last action. Alright. So, family heritage goes away. And there's no enemies, thank goodness. 1, 1. You get Fearless. That'll be helpful. And Preston, you get Fire Axe. That's going to be helpful. Sweet. Alright. So, 1 Doom goes on here. Agnes, you get Veiled. Put Veiled. You cannot trigger abilities on cards you control. Test 3 will. So we're going to have to get rid of that. That's fine. Preston, Knight in the Terror. Test 4. That's not good. We do not want to... Oh, I forgot to put the other Knight in the Terror up here. What does it do if it hits? It takes 3 horror. Okay. You're going to need to help us as best you can, Agnes. The only thing she can do is give out Fearless, and that's not going to pass. At the same time, we need to try. Okay, let's do Fearless. Come on. That's a fail. Can't even spend it, pay it. But, so how much do we fail by? If you fail by 3 or more. So, we're at 2, so we didn't actually fail by 3 or more. So, we don't get Surge, at least. Oh. Okay, well. That sucked. Agnes, I kind of want you to go first just because of that thing, but I also want Preston to go and spend all the clues. So you know what? Let's wait next turn before we continue the act, because I have a feeling something big's going to happen and we're going to need all the clues we can get. I know something big's going to happen because I played this before, but it's been such a long time and I only played it once. I'd rather her get ready, so let's get rid of the... So, I was going to play this. Draw 3 cards and take 1 horror. Should have kept that Fearless for her. 1, 2, 3. Miss Doyle, Uncage the Soul. Okay. That's all real good, actually. So, we're going to go ahead... That's 1 action. Go ahead for another action. To get rid of Bedailed. We're up by 2, so we should be up fine. Back, come on. -2. Alright, that goes away. She has 1 action left. Part of me wants to use Alchemical Transmutation. Other part of me wants to save up for Miss Doyle. So, let's go ahead and just grab 1 resource so we can start getting some more. Okay. No. Let's spend a resource to put Alchemical Transmutation out. And we get 3 charges on it. Alright. Preston, I'm so worried about your family debt coming up soon. I really feel like it will be. We're going to spend 1 to put out Fire Axe. Then we're going to go ahead and spend 2 clues. Or actually 4. Because I definitely want to make sure we get this. Get these 2 clues up here. We get Lesson, which we'll use Ancient Covenant. Get that out. Alright. So, we definitely get these 2 clues. We're not going to... So we all need to be in Walter Gilman's room anyway. So, we have 1 action left. We are not advancing until next turn. So right now, let's just draw a card. Favorite of the Moon. That's not so bad, but it's not going to help us too much. Alright. So, end of our turn, we each get 1, and she gets 1. She gets alchemical transmutation. Preston, you get Favor of the Moon. That will be helpful, but I don't think we have that many. Yeah, we only have 1 Bless tokens in there. So we need to generate more, which we do. We can do it. Alright. So I got everything that. So 1 Doom goes in. Alright, so Agnes, you get extra dimensional visions. +1 for each encounter card in the discard pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's a 3. If you fail, discard an asset. I don't want to discard any assets. So I'm up by 2. We're just going to pitch the alchemical transmutation. And that's only once per game yet. So we're up by 3, and we actually get a -3, so it's a good thing we did that. Alright. Preston, you get Realm of Torment. Resolve each haunted ability. That sucks. Hopefully Agnes will help you get rid of it, because I think we'll use the Favor of the... I don't want to pitch Favor of the Sun. Ugh. Alright. So, we'll start with Preston's turn. So we get 5 resources. And we're going to go ahead and continue. So we get 6. So let's get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Standing in a dead man's room is disconcerting enough, but what you find within is enough to make you want to leave and never return. Walter Gilman's journal is filled with descriptions of his dreams and visions, each more terrifying and perplexing than the last. His mentions seeing the future of Keziah Mason more than one occasion. At one point he calls her by another name, Nahab. As soon as you read the name aloud, a nearby window shatters. And as soon as you read the name aloud, the window shatters, and an all too familiar spectral mist invades the cramped space. When it recedes, everything about the room has changed. A work desk and an aged bookshelf occupy the far corner of Gilman's room where his bed should be. The door you entered is gone. Strange geometrical markings drawn in the sticky red substance cover the wall. Swap Walter Gilman's room with the set-aside Keziah's room. So we gotta find Keziah's room. So this is all set aside. I guess we put this out of play. All tokens and cards from the former location are now at the new location. Remove each other location in play from the game. So these are all gone. We cannot go back. Put this over here. Choose an investigator to take the control the set aside the black book access. Shuffle both set aside strange geometry into the deck. Okay, so where's the black book? You get plus will and reduce that card's cost. Take X horror. Take horror for that. That's willpower. Let's give it to take control. So she takes control of it. So she has it in her hand. Both Preston's hands are filled. So we'll leave Agnes with it. Shuffle the set aside strange geometry into play. So it's into the encounter deck. Alright. 2A. Beyond the Witch House. Among the books in this strange room is a black, nameless tome described with dried red blood. It matches the description from the Walter Gilman's journal of a tome he names the Black Book. This room must be the haunt of Keziah Mason from over 200 years ago. It is rumored that Keziah has discovered deep mathematical truths allowed her to traverse space and time. Perhaps she could find a way out using his knowledge. And I just realized, before he could do that, he was supposed to do the Realm of Torment and discard 2 cards. So, so we can't discard this because that came in before it. But yeah, these 2 are discarded. That has to go back in. Oh, in here, there's another Brown Jenkins card. Look at that guy. It's a perfect image of him. Only investigators in the Witch House ruins may spend the reckoning of the clues as a group to advance. And we need 10 clues. We need 7. Alright, so Keziah's room. Gilman could not have been told what he expected to find there, but he knew he wanted to be in the building where some circumstance had more or less suddenly given a mediocre old woman of the 17th century an insight into mathematical depths, perhaps beyond the utmost modern delvings of Planck, Heisenberg, Einstein, and de Sitter. H.P. Lovecraft, The Dreams of the Witch House. Alright. 3 shroud, 0 clues. After you successfully investigate Keziah's room, instead of discovering clues, put the top card unknown places in the plate, unrevealed, and you may move to that location. Discard top cards if it's haunted. Until a hex is discarded, draw that card. We don't want to fail this. Alright. So we need 7 more. Let's see. So, who wants to go first? Well, she can investigate, but I don't want her to investigate. Let's go ahead and have Preston investigate. So, he'd be up by 1 if we spend this. So let's spend 2. So, I'll spend 4 to be up by 4. Or up by 5. And we get -1. So, unknown places. So, let's see what we find. Topmost, upmost faces. Salem, Goel, 1692. There are 2 clue tokens on there. Test Book 3. If you concede, move to any revealed location. Limit once per game. Haunted, move to Keziah's room. Alright, so. Still has 2 actions. Let's go ahead and spend 2 to get +3. It's not so bad. And it can go there, and it can go there. So let's go ahead and put this out. Let's get those clues, buddy. I should pitch Token of Faith. Thing is, I do not want to be in Keziah's room with the Realm of Torment. I want to be here for the Realm of Torment so I can just move back. Not even Coulter Matthew could explain the curves and angles smeared into the grey stone walls with the some red sticky fluid. H.P. Lovecraft, Dreams of the Witch House. So we're going to pitch Token of Faith. Get those 2 out. And what are we at? So we're up by 2. And we get to 0. I'm surprised we've gotten so many of those Alder Sign things that actually hasn't been working. But we get 2 more clues, so we're halfway there. He still has 1 action left. I think we're just going to draw a card. Mariner's Compass. That's going to be pitched because I'd rather keep the Fire Axe. I know what's coming. Okay, so we're going to use an alchemical transmutation for Agnes, and we're going to need to definitely. So we're going to play Beloved. Alright. And get a -3. So she's at 6, 7, 8, 5. We're up by 3. So we get 3 resources. And that's not bad. So we got the so it's a good thing we got that. Did that. Second action, she's actually going to use and put out Miss Doyle for that 3. After Miss Doyle enters play, search your bonded cards for Hope, Zeal, and randomly choose 1 to play. So let's see. Hopefully get something good. We get Zeal. So we have a fight. That's good. And the other two are going to go in the deck. That's one more action. There's no way we're going to investigate or do anything. But she is ready and she is willing. She's just going to draw a card right for now. Or she could use Alchemical Transmutation again. Get some clues. I don't think we need it right now. I don't think. We just need this. So, we got Augur. So, we can replace Zeal with Augur if we needed to, but not right now. Alright. It's the end of everyone's turn. Bam. Bam. Preston, you get Tempt Fate. Yes! We needed that Tempt Fate. That's going to be helpful. And you get another Beloved. That's going to be helpful too. Alright. We're more than halfway over because of Fate of All Fools. Agnes, you get... okay. Another Evil Past. If there is... Put Evil Past in your play if there's no cop. If there is, you gain Surge. So... okay, you need to pass this. Definitely need to pass this. So... or I could just Ward of Protection it. Did I play my other Beloved? I think so. Yeah, no. So we'll play Beloved. So we're at 6, 7, 8. We're up by 4. Get 0. Whew! Needed to make sure that didn't chum up here. Otherwise that would have really hurt us. Alright, Preston. You get Bevold. That's not good at all. So, we need to get rid of that. But I think we can. Alright. That wasn't a bad turn. Okay. Preston's going to go first. It's 5. He's going to play Tempt Fate for free. Put 3 clue tokens and 3 curse tokens. 1, 2, 3. So first things first, we're going to play Favor of the Moon, which means it does the same thing as Favor of the Sun, but it's a curse token, so we don't have to worry about these. And we'll play cast 2 to play Favor of the Sun. Get these 3. And he actually moves over here because of the Realm of Torment. Alright. So. Oh, and he draws a card because of that, too. Decoy. That's not going to be helpful too much. We need to get rid of this Beveled. She can pitch Uncage the Soul, which I think she's going to go ahead and do that. So she's going to help him with Bevold. Try to get rid of that. And he's going to use Favor of the Sun. And Ancient Covenant, and it's definitely going to pass. Actually, she probably doesn't even need to do that then. Yeah, it does. She doesn't. So let's not pitch that. Just use Favor of the Sun. Bam. Done. That was one of his actions. Alright. How many cards does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't over. Okay, so let's go ahead, spend 1 to investigate, and we're going to go ahead and spend 2. So we're up by 4, up by 1. We cannot use this because we already did that. And we're going to pitch Mariner's Compass, so we'll be up by 2. It's possible that we fail. Alright, so we get 0. Sweet. Whew. So we put another location, and you may move between it. The problem is, well, we're going to have to definitely move because of this Realm of Torment. So we're moving here. Well, there's 1 victory, but 4 clues. The next action you must perform must be an investigation. That's actually helpful. After you enter the court of the Great Old Ones, test 3 will. For each point you fail, take 1 horror. Okay. Well, nothing can be done with this. I'm at -2. And I get -3, so I can't go below 0, so I take 3 horror. But there's enough clues that we can actually get by. Alright. So, we're definitely going to get this. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Keziah, or Agnes. You're so ready. But can you get some clues there? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We still need 1. So there's no... we could actually investigate using Mind's Eye, actually. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. Spend 1 for Mind's Eye to test our will. So we're up by 2. Actually, up by 3 because of Black Book. So... and we gotta reveal another Chaos Token. If you fail, drop 3 cards. That ain't good. I'm just waiting for that auto-fail token. But we actually got past it, so we put another one down. Twilight Abyss. It also has victory. After you enter the Twilight Abyss, test, fight, or flood. For each point you fail, take 1 damage. These organic entities, whose motions seemed least flagrantly irrelevant and unmotivated, were probably projections of life forms from our own planet, including human beings. H.P. Lovecraft, The Dreams in the Witch House. So there's 4 clues. I don't care about victory. I just care about surviving. Alright, so she needs to test will. Does this exhaust? No, it doesn't exhaust, so we can keep using it. But we can use this to automatically get it and then put out Augur. But I think we're going to need Zeal for a big thing coming up. So test foot is 3. Or 2. Or just use Mind's Eye again. So we're at 3. +1. Sweet. So. Okay. 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 Let's see. When your turn ends, I forgot to test this for Preston. So let's test Realm of Torment. And he gets -1. No way he's passing that. Should have maybe done Curse of the Moon. Get some resource out of it. But when does that reset? At the end of your turn. Okay, so yeah. Alright, so she moved, investigated, and she moved. She can get 1 more. So she's actually at 3 investigate because of the Black Book. So she'd be up by 1. Up by 1. Part of me doesn't want to use up Mind's Eye, so let's draw 2 cards. Paranoia, remove all of these. That sucks. So let's just spend the alchemical transmutation and try to get some resources. Elder Thing. Well, we pass, definitely, but we're up by 2, so we only get 2. That's the end of her turn. Alright. 1, 1. You get another decoy, and she gets another word of protection. Alright. Another Doom. That's about to hit. Agnes, you get Realm of Torment into play. So there's no one in there, so that's good. And Preston, if Brown Jake is not in play, search the encounter pile and discard pile, spawn him at your location and take 1 damage. Otherwise, search the deck for Swarmer Rats. I wish we could cancel this with Agnes, but we can't. So, guess who showed up again? Brown Jenkins. And we take 1 damage. So there's no way we're going to have Preston go first because Brown Jenkins is only going to, wait, is he engaged? No, he's just right here. So he's actually not going to engage us. But yeah, we're going to have, the first thing we have to do is get that. So Agnes, you're going to have to move over here and kill Brown Jenkins for us. Okay, so 3. So Agnes, you're gonna move. You start with the Realm of Torment. There's no haunting, so you don't have to worry about it. 1, 2. And unfortunately, there's also, he needs to be engaged, so she can't even kill him. I'll take an action to do so. Or I use Spectral Razor to automatic engage him. To deals +1. That might actually not be that bad of an idea. So we'll only do 2 damage to him. We're gonna play Uncage the Soul. Actually, we're gonna play the Black Book. Give us 1 damage on Agnes, and that means she can actually hit Brown Jenkins for 1 damage. And then exhausts the Black Book. Then we'll play this, but we only spend 1 because the other one we spent was the Black Book, which reduces by each investigation we get. Add that to your spell. So we're at 6. Okay, the only thing that's going to affect is the auto-fail. It's probably going to be the auto-fail. I'm summoning it. That's a +1. So it does 2 damage, and that kills Brown Jenkins. Whew. That means we get a clue. Alright. That's the end of her turn. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We just need to get these 2, then go that way. And that's the end of her turn. She can test her Realm of Torment. One of them we need to help Preston. So we're going to use Uncage the Soul on Preston. But for her, she should already be up by 3, so she's good. She gets Blessed Token. I did not need you to do that Blessed Token. Ugh. If you fail, discard the top 3 cards. 1, 2. Well, at least we get rid of Menacing Familiar. 3. Finally showed up. Ugh. Alright. So, Preston, it's your turn. And that's actually going to hit next turn. So, let's wait here with Preston. So, gets 5. Only has 3 health left. Ugh. So, he has to investigate for his first action because of that. So we'll spend 1/1. Do we use Favor of the Sun now or later to get rid of this Realm of Torment? So we're up by 3. So we're up by, we're only up by 1. I don't think anything's going to help us. I can spend another 2. So, yeah, we can only use this once anyway, so let's make sure we pass. Yeah, we pass. We don't even need to spend it this time. So we get 2 clue tokens. Alright. So, we can't use Mariner's Compass again. We'll investigate one more time, and we're only up by 1. We only can get 1 clue anyway. Auto-fail. Yeah, now the auto-fail's coming. And that means we have to investigate again. Skull. -3. The next action you must perform this round must be investigated. Alright, so we can't do that. Alright. So, that's not too bad. End of his turn, Realm of Torment. We're going to use Favor of the Sun. Get a +2, and with Ancient Covenant, we don't have to get another one. Bam! It's done and over with. We don't even need help. Alright. So, everyone gets 1, and that's going to break. 3. Alright, you get Dark Memory. That's not good. And you get Drawn Thin. Alright. So, get 1 Doom on here, which breaks, and also breaks the Fate of All Fools. Get rid of that. The dizzy and violent lights emerges from the crevices of the ramshackled house, behind the cracks in the wooden paneling and underneath the floor, bathing you from every angle. An inhuman squeal mocks you as a figure emerges from the witch light. Only a hint of humanity remains in her croaked, broken form. The crone crackles with nightmarish timber, her voice echoing and resounding from the realm behind. If Act 2, spawn set aside Nahab in Keziah's room. Where is Nahab? There she is. And I have something for her. So she's in Keziah's room. Shuffle both set aside ghostly presents into the counter deck. Find Brown Jenkins and place him on Nahab's current location. So he's also out too. Agnes is going to be stuck investigating. And they both have Hunter and Retaliate. Alright. So, that sucks for Agnes. And the dazzling violent lights of the dreams of the old woman and fanged fury thing came again with a greater distantness than any former occasion. This time they actually reached for him, and he felt the crone's withered claws clutching at him. HP Lovecraft Dreams of the Witch Health. Each non-weak contending gets a +3 health. Including Nahab. And we gotta find Brown Jenkins. Alright. So. That's not good. Agnes is stuck down there. Stuck down there. Alright, so Agnes, you get pulled by the stars in your threat. At the end of your turn, if you did not move at least once, take 2 horror. So it's a witch, right? So we could... Do not remove Doom from Nahab while the agenda advances. Nahab gets X fight and X by the number of current agenda, which is 3, so she's at 4. After the phase again, Nahab resplits 1. This is bad, because we're going to have a lot of things coming at us. And he has wreck. Get -1 for skills each test you perform this round. We could get try to evade her. Okay. Alright. Oof. How do we want to do this? Agnes is going to be stuck with a haunting because of the realm of torment, unfortunately. And we need to start killing quickly. And she has Dark Memory. She's going to take 2 horror no matter what. So, that's not good. Let's say we're not worried about victory, we're worried about getting out of here safely, and she's just stuck with this. Let's see. Those are not going to help because they're non-elite. They're both elite. He can move 1. Well, he could move and disengage both of them with Streetwise in favor of the sun. So I think that might be a good idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. Let's not worry about this victory. Alright, so if I have him move... Well, actually, I could Ward of Protection this. Do I want to do that? Successful. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Okay. Preston, good luck, buddy. Your first action, you're going to move. Well, actually, he can't even, because Brown Jenkins is has to be engaged. So Nahib, because he's aloof, Nahib will come to us. We are going to go ahead and play one of the favors of the sun. Let's see. We could also do favor of the moon, get -2, so it would be at a 0. Yeah, let's do favor of the moon too, and we get 1 free for doing that. And we're going to increase this by 2. To exhaust her. So yeah, the favor of the moon goes away. That's much of the favor. So he's at 5. Yep, at 5. Nahib, just start whacking it with fire axe over and over. So +1 resource, +2 skill. So we get rid of 3 for his last action to basically hit her. That's what we're gonna do. So her fight is currently at a 4, and I did 6, 7. I'm up by 3. Elder Thing token 0. We did not fail. Whew, thank goodness we didn't fail. So we just did 2 damage on Nahib. Currently she has +3 health. She has 5 health. So she needs to hit 3 times. Alright. Agnes, it's your turn. We need you, girl. We need you, girl, very much. So first action, she has to investigate. If she doesn't, we'll have to do Mind's Eye. So she's at a 3 against a 3. We're using Mind's Eye. That's going to have her pass. -1. Okay, it's a pass. So she gets a clue, which we don't need, honestly. So she moves 1 up here. Dark Memory, just play Dark Memory, get rid of it real quick. Don't take 2. She's going to go through all her deck because of that. Because of, yeah, we're going to go through our deck because of Brown Jenkins, and especially her. So how can we get rid of a lot of these cards? I can uncage the soul. Dark Memory. That's an awkward. Yes, Dark Memory, which puts 1 doom on there because of her weakness. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so enemy's turn. She investigated, moved, and Dark Memoried. Okay, Nahib is still exhausted. So, when the enemy phase ends, he's still aloof, he's not going to do anything. Each investigator's location, discard his or her hand and draw that many cards. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's going to be helpful. And he gets 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This actually might be more helpful than they've realized. Alright, so I still have Wrecked. Oh crap, I forgot about Wrecked. That means he wouldn't have hit Nahib. Do you have retaliate? Yes, but she is also exhausted, so I don't think that's how that works. So, if she would not have 2-point doom. Actually, no. Instead of hitting her, let's get rid of wrecked, because that's what I've done because I was exhausted. So instead of trying to hit her, we did that, and we used this to hit her, didn't we? Did we use the... Yeah, we did. So let's get our Favor of the Sun back. Alright. Okay. Gets 1. He gets 1. He's not going to get his lone wolf is going to go off, so she gets drawn to the flame. He gets paranoia, which loses all this. Alright, 1 doom. Alright. Agnes, you get Fate of All Fools, you just put it down here. And Preston, you get Strange Anometry. Moved into it. After Strange Anometry and discard Strange Anomaly. After the Investigator phase, move each Investigator. So, we're forced in the Strange Anometry. And Nahida's back up, which means she would actually go to whoever she had prey, it doesn't matter. So, she we're going to actually want to have him to go to Preston so he can evade her. Nahib. Okay. Okay. Alright, so Preston's gonna have to go first. He's gonna have to... He's actually at his lone location again. Now we're gonna use Streetwise. Ooh, and there's supposed to be a 3 on here. Do we use Streetwise? Oh, there 3 is right there. Or let's just be safe. Let's use Favor of the Sun to... She's at a 3. We use Favor of the Sun to be at +2 and their Covenant, which means she's automatically evaded. No test, no nothing. She's evaded. Which means this goes away. Okay, so spend 3, put out Dark Horse. All our things up by 1. Then we'll spend these 2. Actually, no. Yeah, spend those 2. Okay, so actually no, we don't even have to do that. We'll just spend 2 for our intel report to gain a free clue. Which means if no stream clue, move to any revealed location. We're going to go back to this room. Okay, so he invaded, that's just 2. Played that, he has 1 action left. There's no money to play anything. Does not have Hunter. We're just going to hit him with a Fire Axe. He has, he's a creature, so he actually has a +2 fight. I didn't realize. Oh crap, I think I played that wrong. Oh well. Okay, so if he tries to fight, does not have retaliate. So how many clues? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can just go ahead and continue it. So I'd rather just kill these guys real quick, but then they might come back. So let's go ahead and spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're at 1 more left. Searching through the ruins, you find a rotten hole in the slatted ceiling leading to the closed-off attic. Amidst the debris are crushed and splintered bones, some human, some not. More of Keziah's awful tomes are scattered about, filled with pages of dark rituals and a black spellcraft. On the floor, a circle has been carved, with perhaps gnawed into the floor. At the center lies a splatter of dried blood with a jagged knife. What terrible rituals have been performed in this profound space? Perhaps there is a way you can know for sure. You take the knife and prick your hand deep enough for blood to well in your palm. That does not sound like a good idea. Using Keziah's formula, you draw a pattern in the circle and path through time. Set the set aside, site of sacrifice into play. Site of sacrifice into play. If it's agenda 1, 2, 3, find Nahib, place 2 Doomer, or place her at the site of Ned. It's agenda 3. So find a Hebe, even when she's out of play, place 2 Doom Learner. Ugh. Oh, and she's supposed to get Doom from earlier. And move all Doom onto her from 4A. Oh no, that's 4A. And he moves over here with her. And so we can move. Can we move there? Yes. Can we move back? Yes. He's still exhausted. Okay, stopping the ritual. Last act. You part with the seams of space-time and arrive at your destination with the same... Wait, what? No, we did that wrong. We did this all wrong. So, these 2 clues... So, she doesn't get the 2 clues. Because we were supposed to find the witch house from in here. So, yeah. So, yeah, I completely screwed that up. So we still get our 10 back. She had 2 and he had 8, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it wasn't in Keziah's room. We still have to find that one. All right. Which means that your sacrifice isn't here just yet. We still need to find the old witch's house. Okay, so if I engage with him, or I could just try to investigate and try to get the hell out of here. Part of me wants to do that, but unfortunately, the hard part is this damn thing. Okay, so discard the top card of the encounter deck with a hex because of the Realm of Torment. Omen, Curse, Terra, Hex, pulled by the stars. We're going to go ahead and use... I don't have it because this... I don't have it! Shit! Okay, so she's going to have to move. Okay. Alright then. How do we want to do this? Spend 1 for shriveling because we're about to lose our meat cleaver. Or to test, move, and try to get rid of these 2 so we can get some of these out of the way. I think that's what we're doing. Okay. Yeah. That's what we're doing. We're going to investigate. And we're going to use our Mind's Eye to be up against a 3. +1. So, which means we're in another unknown place. Moldy Halls. You request aid from your past self. From each investigator in this case may return 1 card from his discard pile. Each of it does not know that he or she meddled with the past. So, yeah, this also gets this. I'm from the future. I need your help, Morty. Or not Morty. Okay, so we still have 2 actions left. Our next action, we're going to get rid of this. We're going to play Fearless. -1, we pass, and we get to recover 1 sanity. The next one, we could probably keep it there for now and get our shriveling out to get ready for the big thing because Mind's Eye is not going to be too helpful right now. So let's go ahead and do that. This, and do we have enough? Yes, we do. We have 4 arcane slots. All right. The end of her turn. Alright, enemy's turn. Brown Jenkins gonna do this. 1, 2, 1, Lodge debts. Not good. And Nahib gets back up. After investigating, discard. So that goes in. She goes back here. Discard. An enemy here. An enemy to here to the location with the most. If the investigator fails, discard to move each investigating enemy to a location with the most clues. So she moves right here. Alright. So that's not necessarily too bad. We can get rid of the lodge debts later. Right now we just need to find that unknown place. Who do we want to go for? Oh, and we have to test her Realm of Torment. Get rid of that son of a bitch. 2, we got it. She's gonna get hit by 2 hard because of the cursed pass soon. Alright. We'll have Preston go first. He gets 5. Oh, did we get to our... No, we didn't. Okay. It's like thinking their turn. Okay, so it's up to keep phase now. She gets 1. He gets 1. He gets Tempt Fate. She gets another Mind's Eye. Whew. That's good. Yeah, she still has that. 1 Doom goes on here. Agnes, you get Ghostly Proof. Nahib's ready to resolve her hunter keyword. She attacks each investigator locations. That sucks. She hits him for 2 damage. He's almost gone insane. No, we can't cancel it because we don't have it. And she gets Sentry's Test 5. We're gonna use the Meat Cleaver and Drawn to the Flame, maybe? No, we might need Drawn to the Flame. So she's up by 1. Whew. Oh, up by 2 actually because of the Meat Cleaver. And we get a -1. Alright. That's passed. She's gonna hit by 2 hard damage. Alright, Preston. That really sucked for you. If she didn't draw that 1 ability, she would have been fine. We need to kill Nahib. There's no way about it. But she is going to come back again. With a site of sacrifice. So, first things first, we're going to get 5. Family Inheritance. Oh, Preston, please don't die. We need you, buddy. I'm okay if we still have 1 mental trauma from Lodge debts. He's gonna go ahead, spend 2. How much does he have, actually? He's at 2, plus Streetwise. 5. We're up by 2. We're gonna do Tempt Fate to be up by 3. We get +1. She's evaded. We're going to use Perception to investigate. +2. Should be plenty. Skull. Is it extra dimensional? No. So we pass and we gain a card. Take heart. Oh. Old Witch's Ruins. Whew. Whew. It's exactly what we needed. If you succeed, heal horror. Yes! Yes! Oh. It appears to be ruins of the old witch house. Person visions of the building's future. Whirlwind crumble with bricks and blackbird monsters and rotten planks. We need that. And I'm pretty sure Nahib's going to come up and attack. But we can use this. Okay. We got the old house here. He's going to investigate for his last 2. Deal 2 damage, please. 0! Oh. Oh. That. What a save. What a lucky goddamn save. Okay, she can move 1, 2. Actually, no. This is what we're gonna do. She's gonna move 1. Then another action, she's gonna get rid of this because the Hebe is a witch and she's exalted, so we don't even have to test. Play Mind's Eye to gain 2 more secrets. One here. And we'll move right here. And that's the last of our actions. Alright. I think we forgot to give one of her this doom on her. Alright, enemy's turn. At the enemy phase, place 1 doom. And Jenkins gonna come over here and he's gonna hit us. So, not really hit us, but annoy us. Zeal and Stargazing. And discard the hand. I get to discard this. Thank you, Brown Jenkins. Okay, and the Hebe gets back up. 1, 1, 1. One, 1. Oh, Silas is up. Okay, 1, 1. And she gets Spectral Razor, and he gets Take Heart. Alright, so put 1 doom on here. Agnes, you get Strange Anometry. That's not good. And because of that, when the counter runs out, take 2 horror and test 3. So take 2 horror, so she takes up to 3 horror, which means 1 damage goes into Brown Jenkins. And test 3. If you succeed, discard Evil Past. So we're just gonna go ahead. She's gonna take another horror with this, but that's fine. Go ahead, use Stargazing. Oh no. We're already up by what? How much? We're up by 3 anyway. There's no point in bringing it up even more. We get a -1. Alright. So that goes away. All this. I thought it was he was going to come out and fight us again. Unfortunately, Agnes needs to get out of there. Just 1 clue on there. Which I think we could do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. And then Preston, you get City of Secrets. We do not want that City of Secrets. So we'll just take Heart and Predestined. Because we're going to fail this. Let's go ahead and use Curse. Flips us down. We get 1 resource, which goes straight to our family inheritance. Because if you use this, you get 1 real resource. Alright. Skull. -1. Extra dimensional -3. You can't go below that. So we draw discard 5. Until we get Curse Treachery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get 1 direct damage. Alright, but because of Take Heart and Predestined, Take Heart gives us 2, 3 on here. Draw 2 cards. 1, and we're out of cards. So he actually gets a damn horror. 1. Lodge debts, of course. Of course it's lodge debts. Okay, and we get to put 2, or we get 2 curse tokens out. No, there should be no curse tokens in there. Actually, I think there's 1 in there, but let's put more blessed tokens in there. Alright. So, we need to get you out of there, Agnes. So let's go ahead, use your Mind's Eye for 1 action to investigate, and we're going to use Stargazing to help. So we're at 6. Yeah, we're up by 2. And We yes. 0. Okay. Gain this clue, which means we automatically go back. Drain geometry goes away. And let's go ahead and continue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's 10. Let's continue with actual properly this time. Blah, blah, blah. We already did that. Puts 2 Doom on Nahib. That's going to break. Place him on Nahib's location. So they all go to the site of sacrifice. And that's looks like right here. Okay. Beyond the witch house. No, we just did that. I'm a little confused. Stopping the ritual. You part to the seams of space and time. Arrive at your destination at the same time. Craft attic but at a different time. The room is dark save for a violent glow emanating from the far edge where ancient floors of oblivion. From out of the abyss the ancient crone and the familiar emerge. Nahib cannot leave the site of sacrifice. So, was there anything else? No, we just need to go there. If there's no Doom on Nahib, advance. When he was defeated, instead of discarding her, heal all damage for him. Discard her from all investigators and exhaust her. She's not ready during the upkeep phase. How do you get rid of Doom? It must be something we have to do right here. And if that's the case, we need to figure that out. Well, this is not good. Okay, so move 1 up here. She has 1 action left. I'm not exactly sure how to prepare for this, because there's got to be a way to get rid of the Jin just using this. Wait, if Nahabi's ready. She was not ready for most of it, so I think we did it 3 times, so let's get rid of 3 things, because we can constantly invade in her. Okay, so it gives us some leadway. Okay, let's have her draw a card. Read the signs. That could possibly help. Alright. Preston, you're going to move 1, 2. And I know it may seem weird, but I have a reason. There's a reason to my madness. Alright, and he gains more family inheritance. A lot of family inheritance this turn. Okay, Altar of Sacrifice. Presumably he was a crude, windowless little space with rough beams and planks rising to a peak above his head and with curious slanting floor underfoot. Propped level on the floor were low cases of books full of degree of antiquity and disintegration, and in the center were a table and a bench, both apparently fastened to place. HP left dreams in the witch house. Investigators in those cases spend 1 clue as a group, remove 1 doom. This action does not provoke attacks from Nahib, and there's 6 clues. You must either place 1 doom in Nahib or Nahib tags you haunted. So, we just need to get rid of 2 clues. We currently have 1. There's 4. So first things first, we are going to disengage her. So we're at 7, 8. So we're up by 3. You get a 0. Thank God. And she's disengaged. So, Brown Jenkins is just going to be there and be annoying, but he's actually going to help me get rid of my lodge debts. So Nahib is not going to do anything. And he's going to get... yep. Thank you for getting rid of my lodge debts, buddy. That's probably the best thing you could have done for me. So he gets 3 cards. 1, 2. Intel report. I got to take card, but Intel report. All of these go away too. Well, this stays. Alright. So, upkeep phase. Bam. Bam. I think we can do this. I think we can do this. Painkillers. If we do this, I'm going to be so happy. I'm going to be so happy. And, draw a card. You draw painkillers, and you draw and thin. Alright. And she gets back up and goes to Preston. Okay. 1 Doom. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Angela, you get Swarm of Rats. You know what? I don't even care. I just don't even care. Preston, for each point you fail, discard 1 card of your hand. If you cannot, take 1 horror, 1 damage. Get +1 for each Diabolical, so it's just a 3. We're at 2, so we're at -1. So we'll do Take Heart and Draw on Thin. Max 1 protect. So we'll do Take Heart and Draw on Thin. So we're at 0 to 0. Get a -3. So if you fail, draw 2 cards and gain 2 resource. Let's put 3 right here. Put 2 resources on here. He draws 2 cards. And because the minus that attack, we're going to go ahead and discard these 3. And he has no more cards left. Well, he has Intel Report, but yeah. Intel Report we're keeping. We're keeping, baby. Okay. So, he shall only have 2 Doom on her. Preston might be able to do this all by himself. If he gets 4 clues, spend 2 clues as a group, remove 1 Doom from the Nahib. This action does not provoke from the Nahib. Okay. She has... Okay. First things first, we need to get rid of her. So we're at +5. So altogether you should have 7, so yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's dodge as best we can. And we got a -1. Nahib has fallen down. Constantly dodging her left and right. Goddamn streetwise. I know it's tabooed, but without it, we would have long been dead. We play Intel Report for 4. We gain 2 clues. We're going to use those 2 clues for his last action to get rid of a Doom. On Nahib. Agnes, it's your turn, baby. It's your turn. So, she's going to move 1 into here, which Swarm of Rats is going to hit her. Because they're engaged with her. Then she's another action, so the Swarm of Rats are going to hit her. Because they're engaged with her. And we're going to play Read the Signs. So, add your will. So she's at 9. And she has that. She definitely passed. She gained 2 clues. Then she's going to use that action. She gets hit by the rats again. To spend 2 clues to get rid of the last Doom on Nahib. If there's no Doom on Nahib advance. The ancient crone lets out a banshee's wail as you dismantle her unholy ritual. The room unfolds through space and time. The cran-slanted walls unfolded to reveal the oblivion beyond. The creature who was once Keziah Mason croaks a loathsome curse as she's shapeless form is pulled into the void. Bit by bit, the wood pinal form below your feet breaks apart, and then you're ripped in the pool from the stars, a muddy alleyway, the flute in the woods, rolling abyss, the gaze of the watcher, the tower, the green hillside, the black vortex, the screams of the accursed, the piper, 3 arrows, a sacrifice, a ringing bell, ascension, and you emerge anomaly, crashing painfully onto the floor. R2. That was a lot to take in. So the three arrows was definitely the Silver Twilight Lodge. The tower, we know that. Green Hillside, I believe it's going to be the next one. Black Vortex, Screams of the Curse, the Piper. We didn't have to fight the Piper. A Sacrifice, a Ringing Bell, and since so we just saw through a whole thing, different things. Oh, Resolution 2. Oh, let's pause this music. I did it. Oh, the world. I did it. Oh, I did it. Okay. Intro. Resolution 2. Okay. Okay. Resolution 2. Alive, alive.
Resolution 2. When you come to, you are lying on the wooden floor of Walter Gilman's room. The trappings of Keziah's foul practices are nowhere to be found, nor is the fanged, bearded rat, Keziah's familiar, as you now understand. Just as you are about to rise to your feet, you spot something glinting in a corner of the room. Crawling underneath Gilman's bed, you reach out and grab the trinket. It is a worn nickel crucifix, similar to the ones you saw in the loom fixer's room. You shove it into your pocket before leaving the troubling room and its strange angles behind. You've learned as much as you care to uncover about Keziah Mason, the witch who once inhabited this old and forsaken house. As you step out into the chilly November air, you turn and take one last look at the decrepit witch house. You fear that though you may never enter this place again, in your thoughts and your dreams, you will never truly leave it behind. Each investigator earns experience equal to the Victory X value of each card in the Victory display. Each investigator earns 2 bonus experience as he or she gains insight into Arkham's mysterious past. In your campaign log, under Mementos Discovered, record Gilman's journal, Keziah's formula, and worn crucifix. Any one investigator may choose to add the Black Book story asset to his or her deck. This card does not count toward that investigator's deck size. If an investigator chooses to include the Black Book in his or her deck, add 1 skull token to the Chaos bag for the remainder of the campaign.
Huh. Okay, well, I'm gonna add that in the campaign log a little bit later. We get only 2 experience for this. I'm okay with that because holy crap! I was like, we could have gotten these 2 maybe a little bit more, but no, let's too much. Let's see if these other 2. This had victory, that had victory, but yeah, this. I can't believe we did that. I think the best thing that we did was actually evade Nahib over and over again. That really helped. I just didn't realize we didn't put a doom on her if she was ready. I thought I would always put a doom on her, but yeah, I'm just so proud of myself. I have never done this, and I did it once before and just did really bad, but that was also a solo Roland, and yeah. So I probably am going to put the Black Book in, most likely. Yeah, this has been the secret name. And we got rid of all those rats at the very beginning and then at the very end. So that was kind of funny because Brown Jenkins just makes them more annoying. But yeah, Brown Jenkins was actually much more helpful than he realized because he got rid of my lodge debts. So yeah, sweet, we did it. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.